After 90 minutes of relentless, heart-pounding action at St Mary's in the first leg, it's advantage Derby County.
It is absolutely brilliant, and it is a lead for Southampton.
Well done, the referee.
It's Howard, it is 1-1. Saganovsky will find the crossbar. And a penalty kick for Derby County. And it is a Derby lead at St Mary's. And back up the bar again. It is advantage Derby after the first leg here at St Mary's.
It's a sellout, and Derby County fans have forgotten now all about dropping out of the top two. Wembley and beyond is again within reach. Billy Davies got close with Preston. That experience is driving him on to achieve the ultimate with Derby. Saints fans refuse to give up hope, although they've never seen their team win here at Pride Park. They're out to witness a bit of history tonight. George Burley is in history, the last manager to win a playoff final at the old Wembley. It's going to take a record-breaking performance to get there. In the Coca-Cola Football League playoffs, the championship semi-final, second leg, Derby County 2-1 up from the first leg against Southampton. It's live on Sky Sports 1 and HD1, channel 408. It's nervous just being a neutral here, never mind for players, staff and supporters. One club will go on to the new Wembley tonight. One club will go out on its shield. With us, Ian Taylor, former Derby midfielder. Derby tonight around the town and the ground. What's the atmosphere like?
Oh, it's buzzing, isn't it, George? What a night in store we've got. Southampton have got to come here and win the game, haven't they? Derby did fantastically well at the weekend. I thought Southampton probably could have got something out of the game, but it's even Stevens. It's really tough to call.
There were mutterings coming out of Southampton, not from George Burley, the players, that Derby had used strong-arm tactics. Was that your view at all of the first leg? I
don't think so. There weren't that many bad tackles in the game, I thought. A couple of players got injuries, but I don't think they were due to tackles. But, you know, it just shows the, you know, the nervousness of the teams, and they want to get that advantage, don't they?
The weight of history is against Southampton. I mean, how big a job is it for them tonight?
They're going to have to change history, aren't they, tonight? They've got a terrible record here at Pride Park, and they've got to change things considerably tonight, haven't they?
Okay. In the first leg, it was such an open game, wasn't it, really? Really enjoyable match.
Great game to watch. I watched it with my lad, and we were just eyes glued to the television.
Andrew Sermon's strike early on, left foot.
Tremendous strike. He's an emerging young talent at the club, and he's got it onto his left foot here and curled a great strike into the top corner. It's a great start for Southampton.
But Derby came back, didn't they? And that man was the difference, Steve Howard.
Yeah, it's a great asset to have up front. That's a textbook header. I don't quite know what the goalkeeper is doing there, but it's a great header.
Well, he's dropped tonight, and Kelvin Davis is back in.
And I tell you what, if I had hair, George, you'd pull it out, because Pele there, you just cannot understand what he's doing there.
He's been moved to midfield tonight, by the way.
Moving him out of the way. But I'm surprised he's playing tonight after that. But George obviously sees something in him. But that was a big pressure penalty there from Howard, and he's tucked it away nicely.
Just to emphasise the rules this evening, the main one being that away goals do not count double in the event of the scores being all square at the end of 90 minutes here tonight. And they've had a toss of coins, and if there are penalties, they'll be at the end where the Southampton supporters are gathered. Well, Billy Davies certainly wears his heart on his sleeve, the Derby County manager. He did that, of course, at St Mary's. He gets involved with everything, and he certainly will again tonight. Couldn't even watch the penalty go in. Billy Davies is with Greg Whelan now.
Billy, having established that one-goal advantage at St Mary's, how do you feel you need to approach this game tonight?
Well, I said before, the first match that I felt we had to go and win both games. When you get into the playoffs, you can't go into the first game and do a very good job that we've done without looking at the second and realising there's a very difficult job still to be done. And we know that tonight. It's a difficult task. But at the same time, too, we're very much looking forward to it. And hopefully we can put in a very similar performance to Saturday.
Southampton, for obvious reasons, will have to come at you tonight. Could that work to your advantage?
Well, hopefully, you know, it's up to us to go and defend when we have to, but at the same time too, as a home side, we've got to put a lot of pressure on them, and we know that we've got players that can cause problems, we've got players that can score goals and create chances, and that's what we've got to do, to encourage them to do the right things. But at the same time too, we know that Southampton have also got good players, and at times we will have to defend very, very well.
It's a sellout crowd here tonight for the first time this season, a huge prize at stake. To what extent is it about the players holding their nerve, do you think?
Well, it's about enjoying it. That was my message to them as we left the dressing room. When you get to this situation, you've got to enjoy it. And we're delighted to be in this playoff, very, very much delighted to be here. And you've got to now go and enjoy every single second of it, because it is a fantastic event, it's a fantastic occasion. And if we can certainly go and finish the job off tonight, then it would be a wonderful season for us.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Same team for Billy tonight, but Giles Barnes on the bench. How much of a surprise is that?
Major surprise for me. They thought he was out for the season, and he had a terrible injury, but it'll be a massive boost for the fans and the players.
He's certainly in reserve.
He's a great talent. He's a great talent, though, George. Great to have back in the squad.
Have they got the firepower without him? Steve Howard enough, do you think? John Mackin hasn't scored many goals.
I'm not sure whether he scored this season, has he? You know, Howard's a major asset for Derby County, and if he's scoring, then they'll be right up there. But you know, I'm pumping for my old team tonight, George, I'm afraid.
Well, what's in their heads then? What are Derby thinking before they go
Billy
out?
says they just go out there and enjoy it, but there's going to be a fair amount of nervousness tonight, I think. We were down here for the Luton game towards the end of the season, weren't we? And they were very nervous at that stage, and you know, you just need some cool heads out there who'll put the foot on the ball and pass the ball about.
Well, George Burley was teammates with Billy Davis at Motherwell just for a short time. He's 8 years older than Billy Davis, but he's just as competitive. George Burley is with Greg Whelan.
George, you've made 5 changes from the first leg, 3 of them enforced, but why have you brought in Martin Craney and Kelvin Davis?
Well, Kelvin gives us that experience. This is such an important game. We've got a young team, inexperienced team, a few players out. Kelvin gives us that authority at the back, and you know, he lost his place through suspension, not because he was playing poorly. So he'll come and give us that more leadership qualities at the back. You know, Martin's come in, Martin Craney, young centre-half. That was an area where we struggled. That allows us to push Pelly into midfield, where he struggled a little bit at the back on Saturday. So it's one where we had to change it and tinker about it at the back to get the right balance. But the rest I'm quite happy with. I think you know, midfield and then going forward, we're looking good. But we've had to make a couple of changes, and as you say, we got 3 injuries from Saturday.
Your top scorers away from home in the Championship this season. How much belief does that give your players that you can turn this around here tonight?
Yeah, there's a belief we can score goals. I mean, we went to Molyneux and scored 6, you know, and I think looking as on Saturday, we had maybe 5 or 6 very good chances and hit the woodwork twice. So we can score goals, but we know that we've got to be tight at the back. Derby are a strong side. We've got to be tight at the back, otherwise, you know, we're not going to get through.
Thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.
Is the question of sounding the bugle for Southampton, or the more cautious approach?
I think they've got to go for it, obviously, haven't they, George? 2-1 down, they've got to score. And as you said, they've got goals in them. The best goal scorers away from home in the division, so can't see any reason why not.
Didn't work out on Saturday, but any team with Best and Pelly in has got a chance, hasn't it?
Nice one. Yeah, of course they have. Leon Best, he did really well on his loan spell at Yeovil. But he's in the team now, and they're expecting goals from him. 5
changes is a lot for any team to undertake, isn't it?
But he said he's got a young side. He's brought a little bit of experience in, so hopefully that can bode him well.
So, hand on heart, you expect to see Derby County at the new Wembley?
Only because I'll get lynched by the locals if I don't say Derby.
Well, there are 5,000 Saints fans here who will disagree, that's for sure. But overwhelmingly, it's Derby County supporters hoping to see their team at the new Wembley. It's going to be one of those rides tonight. It could go all the way to extra time and penalties. Stand by off. Roy McFarlane, Dave Mackay. They're picking out all the legends here for this one. They're throwing the kitchen sink at Southampton already. It's going to be a great night. Let's join our commentators, Chris Kamara and Bill Leslie.
It's all set up beautifully, isn't it? Well, Billy Davies on the field has asked for more of the same tonight from that first leg on Saturday. He doesn't want to sit on that one-goal advantage he's got, so sticks with the same starting lineup from St Mary's. Stephen Howard, whose 2 goals have put the Rams in front, again partnered by John Mack, and Paul Pesca-Shalido still out injured. Seth Johnson in midfield starts 3 games in a row for the first time in 2007, and a real boost on the bench. Giles Barnes, Derby's teen star, thought his season was over when he limped off at Palace, but he's back to try and help the Rams take that final step to Wembley.
Well, the reason Billy will have left it the same as Saturday is because he'll say to them, half the job's done, you lot just go and finish it off. He looks at that back line of his and he says, Big Darren Moore, you got them organised after 20 minutes, keep them organised, win your headers, win your challenges. In midfield, Matty Oakley was all over the place, Seth Johnson was winning tackles, he'll demand exactly the same again, and if they get an opportunity to Fagan and Pearson, try and join in with the front 2, but as much as you possibly can, get the ball to Howard, Mack could get in and around him and see if you can get on the bits.
Well, through a combination of injuries and tactics, George Burley has changed almost half his side from the first leg. 5 of them in total. Gareth Bale, Alexander Osland and Kenwyne Jones all miss out here injured. Jamel Belmadi drops down to the bench. On the plus side, Chris Makin is fit again. He comes in to face one of his former clubs. The former Hearts player Rudy Scatchell is in from the start at fullback. And 20-year-old Martin Craney, the former Saints trainee, starts his first game for Southampton in nearly 15 months in the heart of defence. Also a change in goal with the experience of Kelvin Davis, preferred to the teenage Pole Bartosz Białkowski.
Well, George has given a warning to his players. He's told them you're not going to win the game in the first 5 minutes. You're going to have to be patient. You're going to have to be strong. Young Martin Craney is going to get a bit of protection because Pele at times will just drop in front of Stephen Howard when it's goalkeepers kickouts. So that's a help already. Biafara's on the right-hand side to stiffen that midfield. Guthrie's got to try and get the passing going. And Sermon, he's on the left-hand side this time, so he won't be cutting in like he did before, but he'll be getting forward to join in with Best. And if he can get the ball to Saganowski's feet in the box, we've already seen what he can do in the first leg.
Well, one of these 2 clubs will be the first Football League semi-finalist to become a Wembley contender. History in the making. Neither Derby County or Southampton have ever been promoted by the playoffs before. By the time we finish here tonight, one will still be dreaming. The other's season will have come crashing down to the most painful of ends. It is the way of the playoffs. Steely looks on those 2 captains down there. Means a lot, particularly to that man in white, Matt Oakley. It's his 351st senior appearance tonight. 310 of those for his opponents tonight, Southampton.
Well, just listen to this
atmosphere at Pride Park, isn't it?
Yeah, just listen to this when they come out.
A sea of black and white to greet the 2 sets of players here. The result of this semi-final, though, far from that. We play to a finish in the East Midlands, a place at Wembley in the Championship playoff final at stake. The match is coming up live.
It's going to be a great night. Let's join our commentators, Chris Kamara and Bill Leslie.
It's all set up beautifully, isn't it? Well, Billy Davies on the field has asked for more of the same tonight from that first leg on Saturday. He doesn't want to sit on that one-goal advantage he's got, so sticks with the same starting lineup from St Mary's. Stephen Howard, whose 2 goals have put the Rams in front, again partnered by John Mack, and Paul Pesca-Shalido still out injured. Seth Johnson in midfield starts 3 games in a row for the first time in 2007, and a real boost on the bench. Giles Barnes, Derby's teen star, thought his season was over when he limped off at Palace, but he's back to try and help the Rams take that final step to Wembley.
Well, the reason Billy will have left it the same as Saturday is because he'll say to them, half the job's done, you lot just go and finish it off. He looks at that back line of his and he says, big Darren Moore, you got them organised after 20 minutes. Keep them organised, win your headers, win your challenges. In midfield, Matty Oakley was all over the place. Seth Johnson was winning tackles. He'll demand exactly the same again. And if they get an opportunity to Fagan and Pearson, try and join in with the front two. But as much as you possibly can, get the ball to Howard. Mack could get in and around him and see if you can get on the bits.
Well, through a combination of injuries and tactics, George Burley has changed almost half his side from the first leg. 5 of them in total. Gareth Bale, Alexander Osland and Kenwyne Jones all miss out here injured. Jamel Belmadi drops down to the bench. On the plus side, Chris Makin is fit again. He comes in to face one of his former clubs. The former Hearts player Rudy Scatchell is in from the start at fullback. And 20-year-old Martin Craney, the former Saints trainee, starts his first game for Southampton in nearly 15 months in the heart of defence. Also a change in goal with the experience of Kelvin Davis preferred to the teenage Pole, Bartosz Białkowski.
Well, George has given a warning to his players. He's told them you're not going to win the game in the first 5 minutes. You're going to have to be patient. You're going to have to be strong. Young Martin Craney is going to get a bit of protection because Pele at times will just drop in front of Stephen Howard when it's goalkeeper's kick-outs. So that's a help already. Biafara's on the right-hand side to stiffen that midfield. Guthrie's got to try and get the passing going. And Sermon, he's on the left-hand side this time, so he won't be cutting in like he did before, but he'll be getting forward to join in with Best. And if he can get the ball to Saganowski's feet in the box, we've already seen what he can do in the first leg.
Well, the equation is a simple one here tonight. It is must-win for Southampton. It is mustn't-lose for Derby County. A draw, of course, enough to take the Rams to Wembley and a step closer to the Premier League. The roar from the Rams, which tells you all you need to know about the passion at Pride Park here tonight. And this could be the ideal of starts if Macken can get away, but the flag up early and Andy D'Urso's whistle blows.
Yeah, it's a good spot. He spots the handball, Jonathan Macken, but once again, the flick on early doors. He's won one straight away. The arm came out from Macken. Good spot from the ref.
Macken enjoying himself, has had a frustrating time, hasn't he, since his arrival here at Pride Park. Yet to get a goal, but it was a fine contribution from the former Crystal Palace man, Jonathan Macken, ably assisting the goal-scoring hero, Stephen Howard, on Saturday.
Well, it's important. If you're going to launch the ball, there's no point in having him up there on his own. Got to have somebody to aim for.
Baird, the Southampton captain, looking to launch one themselves. It's away by Tyrone Mears. Leon Best and Darren Moore just having his shirt pulled as he went to clear it away.
Well, he's right on top of it, Andy D'Urso, early on in the game. Good to see.
It's ebbed and flowed, this tie so far, hasn't it? Like the tides in the Solent. Derby on the back foot as Southampton came at them strong from the start. They steadied themselves and overturned that early goal from Andrew Sermon. How is it going to play itself out tonight as we play to a finish? Extra time and penalties, if that is what is required. Macken, good burst forward by Jay McEverly, the young Scottish fullback for Derby.
The thing you want as a manager is for your team to settle at home, give the crowd something to cheer. Less than 2 minutes. They've done that already at Derby County.
And the first chance of the evening for the big men to try and make the big impact early on. Howard, Moore and Leacock all in a line. They make that move. It's Darren Moore, and it is in. It is over the line. Derby County celebrates, and that is the best possible start. A giant step forward towards Wembley.
Well, big Darren Moore, he's as strong as they come. And John Biafara is the man who's marking him. He doesn't jump. Darren Moore, he doesn't have to jump. He just has to use his body strength to keep Biafara away from him and then head it towards the goal. Kelvin Davis thinks it's covered. Is it? The man on the line going to get a touch on it. Rudy Scatchell, no. Between the two of them, they can't keep it out. But there they are. They're pushing and tugging each other. 6 of 1 and half a dozen. And it lends its way into the back of the net. And look at him run away and go. Could Scatchell have stopped it after Kelvin Davis Davis touched it. Well, he probably would have if he hadn't had the touch from Davis. And Billy, what a start.
For all the best laid plans, he couldn't have expected it to happen quite like that. And of all the people to get the goal, Darren Moore. But Derby caught out here, and Southampton have hit straight back at them. It is John Villafara. It is 1-1 on the night, and it exploded into life here.
Oh, brilliant. What a fabulous finish. What a fabulous finish. No problem whatsoever. This finish is superb. But watch Stephen Bywater. Where are you going, Stephen? Your defenders are there. You're involved in a situation. Stay in the box. If he stays in the box, he might have a chance. He's got no chance when he doesn't. Saganowski puts him under enough pressure. And Villafara, look at this for confidence and control. That is superb, because that's not an easy finish under pressure.
International class in a hectic atmosphere. They always say, don't they, Chris, you're most vulnerable after you score, but you're not usually quite that vulnerable.
Well, between them, Darren Moore and Stephen Bywater, between them, you didn't head it back hard enough, he's saying to Darren Moore, and Darren Moore's saying, well, you could have just waited.
All of 61 seconds separate the goal from Darren Moore and that from John Villafara. It was never going to be straightforward, was it?
Brilliant start. Great response from Southampton.
Leacock rose highest. This is Sermon, who opened the scoring at St Mary's. Target man is Leon Best. In for the stricken Kenwyne Jones. But not a bad replacement to have. He's been in good goal-scoring form himself. 3 in his last 3 starts. Steve Howard. Mackham makes the move. Baird correctly positioned. Pearson. Howard. Shepherded by Villafara.
He's shown the determination from this fella. Put his team back in with a shout. Not enough on the header from Darren Moore. Stephen Bywater thinks he's just heading it towards McEverley, but no, you're not, because the man in the way is John Villafara. And didn't he make that look so easy? There's George's reaction.
Sermon. He's got movement from Scatchell. For all the questions about Scatchell's defensive capabilities, he is, after all, an out-and-out winger. When Southampton go forward, he'll be a real asset down this left. Dispossessed that time by Fagan. It's up towards Leon Best, a combination of Leacock and McEverley, just about dealing with it, but Leon Best adding an extra dimension to this Southampton attack.
Well, he did lean on McEverley. McEverley lent on him in the first place when the ball came across.
And Derby have already experienced much joy from their solitary corner kick so far. This is number 1 for Southampton. Rudy Scatchell will take. Craney among those inside the penalty area, and that's his excellent take by Bywater.
Yeah, magnificent, really. Comfortable, confident. Great movement of the feet and a good take.
Howard goes from distance and forces a parry from Kelvin Davis.
Oh, what a superb start to the game. He spotted Kelvin Davis off his line.
He put Kelvin Davis back into the side, even though he hasn't been able to regain his place since he picked up that suspension for kicking out John Parkin. Wasn't sent off at the time, but was banned subsequently for 3 matches. And young Bartosz Białkowski has made the number 1 jersey his own until now. You can see why, because they were vulnerable at the back, weren't they, Southampton, to the threat of Howard.
Well, it's better for them now because Pele just marks Stephen Howard, or just stands in front of him. And both centre-backs, Baird and Craney just drop off. One of them picks up Mackin and the other one's free to get the knockdown.
Tyrone Mears, who experienced the heartbreak of semi-final defeat in the playoffs with Preston last season. Moore. Just saying before he made that mix-up at the back, Darren Moore, how he was a fitting goal scorer, has had to sit and twiddle his thumbs in the closing weeks of the season after that suspension he picked up at Leicester, back with a bang. But John Villafara, who played an important part in holding Southampton together when the going got tough for them in the first leg, with that superb finish to level things up. 61 seconds, just to remind you, between the goals, and could be another one on here, but Bywater out quickly.
He just went the wrong option there. Did Leon Best.
Howard, his very presence allowed it to nearly bounce through to Jonathan Mackin. Best.
Well, he put in quite a lot of tackles at the weekend. He started that way again, and Seth Johnson.
Just what he's in there for. Accusations from some quarters in and around Southampton about Derby's strong-arm tactics. Talk more about that in a moment, but Southampton trying to bulldoze their way through. They have the free kick.
Darren Moore saying I got pushed. It's a little nudge, but he falls on top of the ball, which you can't do.
If anything, he might have got a push from his own man, Seth Johnson. Southampton deep in discussion as to who will take this. The on-loan Liverpool player Danny Guthrie standing over it. Rudy Scatchell has made these sort of free kicks his speciality when he was under George Burley at Hearts.
Well, that's his best position, goal-scoring midfielder. Good on set plays.
Scatchell takes it. The wall does its job. Baird. Now Sermon. Clear, but not convincingly so. Southampton have steadied themselves really well after the early blow of going behind. Seth Johnson now. Mackin. The run is from Fagan. Mackin had to stop it. Might have had the opportunity to play it a little earlier. Now Leacock. Mackin, the offside flag goes up against Derby.
He's played at an amazing pace already.
Sermon. It's picked away through here to Saganovsky.
Well, you don't begrudge this fella. A real good goal-scoring record. Has a look up. Thinks he can put it in that left-hand corner. Just gets underneath it.
Might not have found the net in the first leg, but still 7 goals in his last 6 games, including a hat-trick in that morale-boosting 6-0 win at Wolves for Southampton, which really breathed life into their playoff hopes. Away by young Martin Craney, his first start for Southampton since February of 2006.
Well, they've just got to get the next ball. It's not the one where Howard goes up for it with Pele. It's the one after.
And as Pele detailed to stick closest to Howard. And the free kick warded against Derby County's target man.
But it was comfortable for him in the first leg because he didn't have anybody in front of him. This time around, life's a little bit more difficult.
Leacock. Caught a little bit late, that's why the free kick has gone against him.
No problem, just having a word. Andy D'Urso had a real good start to the game. Don't do it again. It's late, the ball's already gone away, and then he slides in, catches Leacock.
Out towards Howard again. Pele sticking with him. Pearson. Here's Viafara. Saganowski. No time to settle on the ball. You wouldn't expect it, would you, in a match like this, especially with a start like this.
A real good tempo to it. You'd be delighted if you're both managers at the way your players are applying themselves.
It's funny, isn't it, Chris, the way this home advantage thing is panning itself out. Last year, only one of the 12 semi-finals in the Football League playoffs ended with a home win. This year, of the 6 played so far, just 1 win of the home side, and neither in the Championship, both home defeats.
There's not a lot between the two teams.
He would have been ecstatic, wouldn't he, with the start they made. 2.5 minutes on the clock when Darren Moore's header wasn't cleared off the line by a combination of goalkeeper and Rudy Scatchell. But Burley's boys bit back. And in terms of what is required, we're exactly as we were when we started. 1 Southampton goal and extra time would be required. Reminder that no away goals count in these playoffs.
George is frantically trying to get his team forward. Say to that back line, you're too deep. Don't invite that pressure.
Pearson. Trapped all the way back and not fouled. They were looking for a derby, but Andy D'Urso's whistle stayed in his pocket.
Well, there was a tug from Viafara. Certainly Derby won't be happy if it leads to anything.
Saganowski. This is Jay McEverley now. And Maka. Pearson alongside him. He's got beyond Chris Makin. Pearson. Well, it bounced off Pele.
Oh, great covering from Pele. He made an early decision to leave the middle, leave big Stephen Howard and get out there and help. Big Darren Moore coming up now. Viafara knows what he did to him last time. Will he get involved with him again?
Similar sort of derby setup as the corner's whipped in by Oakley. Macken's header this time. And Kelvin Davis, at about the 4th time of asking, managed to get a safe pair of hands on it.
That'll worry George. 3 corners, I think it is now. 3 times the Derby players got on the end of it.
Moore.
He didn't think about going back to his goalkeeper that time.
Here's Mears. Looking for Howard, who'd set off early in anticipation, but Davis had done just the same.
Well, that's the experience that George needed tonight from his goalkeeper. Starting positions, very important.
Not just plenty of league experience, Kelvin Davis, also playoff experience. Although unhappy ones, beaten by West Ham in back-to-back seasons when he was at Ipswich in 2004-2005. Mears. Pearson first to arrive. Here's McEverley and Seth Johnson. Jonathan Macken, closed by Sermon. Now Craig Fagan. Beyond Scatchell, but not beyond Sermon, who covered well. Derby coming at Southampton in waves, but they've left themselves a little exposed. Leon Best offside. Just couldn't get the pass, could he?
It's a poor run from Leon Best. But John Viafara on his far side, he's absolutely livid with him, because look at him coming up on the far rails over there, and Best is not even looking across that line.
Howard. Rather hit John Macken, didn't it? Picked up well by Seth Johnson. Now Macken. Nothing given except a goal kick to Southampton.
Well, he can't believe it. The thing is, John Villafara doesn't get anything of the ball, so you can only get Jonathan Mackin, and he does.
A lot of talk, Chris, in the build-up to this one about so-called Derby directness and strong-arm tactics in the first leg. Is that just all part of the playoff kidology?
Well, when you lose players like Southampton did through injury, and you miss out on one or two 70-30s, 40-60s and 50-50s like they did in some of the challenges, and one or two people exaggerate.
Chance here from a corner for Southampton. Well won by Baird. Howard back there doing some defensive work. And the interception by McEverley. Pearson with the burst, but good covering by Martin Craney. Probably the biggest night of his career so far.
He didn't take any chances. Could have probably played it back to his goalkeeper, but did the right thing, just put it out of play. Let's regroup.
Villafara. Mears still preferred to Edward. He's been caught out by Sermon here. The ball just rolling away from Andrew Sermon, but as the evening goes on, so mistakes like that will get increasingly nervy.
When the opposition are like Southampton tonight, they're so hungry to try and win possession back, which is how Derby were in the first leg.
Southampton giving a good fist of what would need to be a little march into history in this division. No one has ever overturned a first leg deficit from home and gone and won it away, but Sermon looking to repeat the feat there from the first leg.
Well, Leacock was confident, thinking it's on his right foot, I'll allow him to strike. Not as strong as his left.
One of the young shining lights in this Southampton side, and there are plenty of them, players in and around the 20-year-old mark. You've got Craney thrown in there, and Leon Best as well, all have come through the academy. Here's Fagan.
Well, the old double act this time. Big Stephen Howard onto Jonathan Mackin. Fagan onside, just gets underneath it when he strikes it. Well, that's the threat once again. Pele not there to be seen.
One of the January arrivals here, one of the final pieces in Billy Davis's promotion jigsaw. Villafara. It's a powerful run from the Colombian, and it took two men to fell him.
He's disappointed with the assistant on that far side. He believes he got crunched. I'm with him as well.
He's up and okay, Villafara. And he's been able to steal it away. Leacock stoops to put it behind for a corner as Southampton appeal for a possible handball.
Well, Leacock's put his body down towards the ball there. From the angle I'm looking at, it looked like a penalty. He has a nightmare, Pearson, when he does it. Just drops his shoulder down towards it. Look at it from the other side, possibly his thigh.
Scatchell's corner, away by Jonathan Mackin. This is a good spell for the visitors, who still trail by that solitary goal. Scatchell, Villafara. Seth Johnson with the block. Derby's runner is Tyrone Mears. Fagan now.
Well, I can understand why there was an appeal, because when you drop that shoulder, as he does, towards it, where does it hit? Could be just his thigh. We'll have a better look from here.
He did his best, didn't he, to keep his arms out of the way, but always a risky one when it's played in like that. Viafara, who's turning into a pivotal figure for Southampton in this first half.
Bundles of energy and commitment.
Howard, always a key figure for Derby, their top scorer. Pearson, supported by his compatriot McEverley, but will fancy taking on the Southampton defence on his own.
And they're just covering for each other really well, Southampton. The only real threat for them at the moment is the long ball.
They found a way through to John Viafara. Saganovsky up there in the penalty area, bravely away by Mears, and Leacock only as far as Leon Best. Leacock in again, last-ditch stuff, and he looked a little late with that second one, Leacock.
Well, he's got to play the advances, the referee. Launches in, there's two of them together. Right through him. No complaints at all from Danny Guthrie. Just get up and get on with it. No overreaction from the referee, which has been brilliant, I have to say, in his first 31 minutes. Exemplary, Mr. D'Urso.
Well, it's in the Rudy Scatchell zone again, but he has three teammates for company. Scatchell's going to leave it for Baird. There's too much on it. Oakley. This is Tyrone Mears. And Fagan. Up against Scatchell. Mears again. Kelvin Davis decided he had to take the gamble. Derby looking to up it. Pearson, it's a lovely ball in, and it's well away by Baird. Johnson!
Like you said, looking to up it, looking to try and get on the bits and make things happen. Not got a lot to aim for. Seth Johnson, he's been closed down almost immediately. And there's a half celeb from Billy.
Fagan. Seth Johnson. Here's Mackin, dropping deep and finding Howard. Fagan can keep it alive, but Kelvin Davis feels that Johnson left a foot in there.
Well, not feels, he did leave his foot in. And referee Andy D'Urso, quite rightly, he doesn't follow through. He just lets Kelvin Davis know he's around. And Andy D'Urso saying, no, you could have pulled out. He's got the ball in his hands. The goalkeeper's got it comfortable. I didn't want to do this. You've made me do it. It's a great move as well to begin with. Mackin to Fagan, and just watch his foot. Just left it in there a touch.
And it wasn't the first time that Andy D'Urso had to have a word with him, and I think even if that was on his own, it would have gone to him a yellow card. Viafara, lovely flick by Saganovsky. Leacock. Viafara, now Leon Best. Looking for the run of midfield from Danny Guthrie. Leacock. Pearson couldn't get that. And the throw-in has gone Southampton's way. That's why you can hear the displeasure around Pride Park.
Well, they feel a few decisions are not going their way.
Viafara. Oakley with the interception. Now Pearson. Quickly to Mackham. Terrific covering by Danny Guthrie.
Great composure as well.
Viafara for Leon Best. Tried to get in between Leacock and Moore. Guthrie. It's a strong finish to this first half from the Saints. Baird. John Viafara. Guthrie went for the back heel. Johnson didn't buy it. Pearson. He's up on his own at the moment. One thing that Derby do lack in attack is pace. Mears. Let's not forget though, Giles Barnes, who was ruled initially out for the season, is on the bench. He could yet come on and be a show stealer for the Rams.
Well, he's certainly got bags of pace and trickery. Might just be what they need. One-dimensional at the moment. For all their good play, it's the ball that goes towards Howard. Find it very hard to get through Southampton any other way.
Two rat-attack goals within 61 seconds of each other at the start of the first half. Darren Moore involved in both. The header at one end to give Derby the lead, but a mistake at the other to allow in John Viafara to level things up. Half-time at Pride Park. It is 1-1. Derby still with that one-goal advantage from the first leg. Derby solid and powerful, as you would expect from them. Southampton arguably have had the better of the football in the first half, but chances at both ends at something of a premium.
Well, what's for both managers to talk about at half-time? Will he be able to say to his players, we haven't played? And George probably just say to his players, keep going, it'll come.
Leon Best, locking horns with McEverly. Should be enough on that to take it behind, and indeed there is.
He'll have been well pleased with his team at half-time. Just be more careful on the set plays, a bit more resolute, a bit stronger.
So much playoff experience, George Burley, so much playoff pain. Just the one success, which was the last time a championship playoff final was played at Wembley Stadium. Saw Ipswich up, didn't he? You might remember, with a win against Barnsley back in 2000. Can he take the Saints there and perhaps that final step further back to the Premiership after two very long seasons out? Derby, well, this is their 5th season back at this level. Here's Seth Johnson. Very nearly picked the path through to Fagan.
We thought there was going to be any short commitment in the second half. First minute has shown us that's only a myth, because already we've had 3 or 4 fierce challenges.
You'd imagine that neither manager would have had to do at half-time is much motivation for their players. It's spelt out in front of them with this bumper sellout crowd here at Pride Park, and of course the prize that awaits at the end as to exactly what is required in this second 45 minutes. The first corner of the second half is Southampton's.
Well, Leacock didn't complain there when Leon Best gave him the slightest of nudges, which developed the corner.
Going to be delivered by Rudy Scatchell. A little early for that, but one of these two sides by the end of play tonight will have the deck chairs and beach balls out. Plenty of yellow for Southampton in there. Moore used his strength to prize Baird out of the way. Craney. Bywater with the call, and Darren Moore heard him in time, just about. Looked like there might be a collision for a moment. Hard to make yourself heard here at Pride Park. Viafara. More in there ahead of Sermon. And by this stage of the first half, Derby had already scored and Southampton were about to get theirs.
Just going to vary it a little bit, just looking at that last pass from McKebley. It went towards Mackin instead of the head of Howard.
The score is exactly as you see it. If they are level after 90 minutes, we have another half an hour. Level after that, we have penalties. Either way, we have a winner tonight at Pride Park, who goes to Wembley. Stood up well, Baird. The Derby supporters looking for the free kick, which didn't come. Now Leon Best. Forward comes John Viafara. Viafara for Southampton! The Saints are level. Viafara has two.
What a goal. What a goal. This is absolutely magnificent. Dean Leacock has an absolute nightmare when this ball comes from Baird because he gets underneath it, but the control from Best is at its best. It is magnificent, and the timing of the run from Viafara when he gets there is brilliant. He's waiting for him. There he is. Leacock misses it. Now he's waiting. He gives him it on cue. I thought he was going to strike it first time, but he took his time. He was patient. He wanted to pick his spot, and didn't he pick his spot? Because he gives us an absolute hammer into that near post. He can't see it by water because before he can even move it in the back of the net, and look at the delight.
Southampton have their say. John Viafara. Offside flag as Derby look to do to Southampton what they did to them earlier on in the match, and that is bounce straight back. Well, Southampton have their say, and Derby are about to have theirs. There's Giles Barnes just taking a few final instructions before we see his reintroduction to the Derby attack. Viafara with the cross this time, and it took Tyrone Mears at full stretch to put it behind for a corner.
And now they need big Darren Moore. They need somebody to get a hold of them because that vacant look they've got in their faces at the moment.
For the first time tonight, Derby under real pressure. Scatchell's corner. Loose in the box, Leacock got it clear, nearly fell to Pele. Oakley can't clear, it's still with Pele. Blocked by Seth Johnson. They're creaking. Baird forward, he's missed it. Thundered wide.
What a chance. What a chance for Best at that far post. He's got to hit the target from that situation when it bounces to his feet there. Just keep it controlled, get it on the target. Oh, George can't believe it. But they've gone at the back, Derby.
Macon, up towards Best. Thought about coming there, Bywater. And Mears has got out of a very tight and concerning situation from Derby's point of view.
He did really well.
Howard. That's on for Barnes. It's Giles Barnes, and it's away. Corner kick. Baird did just get that touch in front.
It's a little restricted there when he was running, Barnes. Very restricted. I suppose he's only 50% fit. Billy's got a gamble.
Level on corners, level on aggregate. Johnson. Leacock was up. Howard missed it. Pearson. Neatly worked to Jay McKebley. Right into the mix, and Baird has given another sterling contribution to the Southampton cause.
Well, this is a real test for that Southampton defence. Well marshalled by Chris Baird. But the delivery hasn't been good this half like it was in the first half towards Howard.
Johnson again. Oh, it's an own goal! Disaster for Southampton. Leon Best puts it into his own net.
Well, it's one of those, isn't it? Can you blame him? Not at all, because it screws off the edge of his boot. He comes off his near post and he's tried to flick it with his right foot. How it comes off his toes and ends up going where it does, they can't believe it. Once again, it's Scatchel who's on that far post. He's holding the post. He's not particularly ready for the ball when it comes across, but there's no blame attached to him either. And Billy's boys are back in front.
Derby delight. A Southampton goal here would take us to extra time.
Let's get to that desperation stakes now. Let's get it up there. Even Idiakit's right up there alongside Russia.
Here is Idiakev. Tries a little bit of skill to unlock the door. This is a great run by Belmadi. Now Russia! Well, it just had to be, didn't it? The former Derby man keeps Southampton's season alive.
Well, I knew it wasn't over because they keep going. They get little bits of luck along the way. He knows that. 2 or 3 opportunities to clear it. They didn't do it. Belmadi's trickery did really well after Idiakith held the ball up. But Rashak, when he's inside the 18-yard box, as a finisher, there isn't too many better. Darren Moore gets attracted towards the ball, and when Tyrone Mears just plays it onto the feet of Rashak as he takes it away from Belmadi, look at that for a clinical finish. Left foot, bottom corner, you beauty, says George Burley.
The top scorer for Southampton, who's been out of the side, out of form, steps up when his boys needed him most. To Derby have an answer. They have a cross, but they have to see as the goal kick is awarded against them. A minute away from Wembley, plus added time. And the former hero here has kept that belief going for the Southampton fans. To the 3 minutes of time added on.
Well, they've shown unbelievable character. Southampton, and they look dead and buried.
Just as with Derby's season over 46 games, they came within touching distance of glory before missing out right at the last, and it looks like they've done the same here over 90 minutes. Both sides have to reload in 2 minutes' time and go again for another half an hour. Still time to win it, of course. This is Leon Best, who's had the pain of that own goal already. Lovely cutback, but it was behind Rashak and Belmadi. The little Algerian keeps it alive for Southampton. Now Rashak. Lovely little back heel, real opportunity. But Scatchel has put it over.
What a wonderful move. Belmadi's persistence starts it all off, and Rashak with a lovely little back heel there. And Scatchel, not on his strongest foot, sends it over.
One minute away from extra time. Giles Barnes. Here's Leacock. Southampton might feel the momentum is with them, having denied Derby at the death. Certainly Derby need to steel themselves and start all over again. Mind you, set pieces have been their strength all season. They've got time for one more. Bywater up towards Moore.
That was a wrong option for me. The one thing they haven't done in the second half is getting the ball up towards Stephen Howard's head properly.
Well, the 3 minutes is up. Well, they're not marching in just yet, but they are marching on to extra time. Grzegorz Rasiak's last-minute goal, enough to keep Southampton hopes going and to frustrate Billy Davies and Derby County. 3-2 the final scoreline on the night, 4-4 on aggregate. Get ready for another half an hour. If we're still level after this extra half an hour, then we have the drama, the pain of penalty kicks.
Yeah, that's what makes this game so wonderful. The twists and turns that happen.
What's not to love about the playoffs? Jones, what a lovely little ball that is. Pearson! Oh, he was so close there, Craig Fagan.
Oh, what an excellent chance. Opening opportunity. It's a wonderful ball, as you said, by Pearson across. Can Fagan get there? Just that extra yard. Long stretch of that right leg. Just doesn't quite get there. Another one bites the dust.
Interesting to see how both managers approach this extra time, won't it be? So often you see it that the stakes are so high, whether it be in decisive cup games or season-defining games such as this, that managers play cautious, play for penalties. Well, they both carry on and both go for the win, as they have done since the start of this wonderful two-legged playoff semi-final. Here's Barnes. Billy Davies deeming him worth the risk, although, as we've already said, clearly not fully fit, Giles Barnes.
Just tells you everything you need to know about his character.
Flag up against Leon Best.
There's a few players playing today who won't play when they're only 99% fit. He's only just over 50%, Giles Barnes, and he wants to be out there. Well, they've been in fine voice, so Southampton fans, and they're still at it.
Too much on it for Stephen Howard that time. From Leon Best. No doubt about it, he'll have been as relieved as anyone, as delighted as anyone with that goal from Grzegorz Rasiak, which took us into extra time after the pain of putting through his own net. Howard nearly came for David Jones. Sermon. Southampton, by the way, have used all their three substitutions. Derby still have one left for them. Rasiak, the most significant change made by George Burley. Now Pearson. Jones.
He's asking a lot of Fagan there.
Trying to turn off the shoulder of Leacock. Baird, who, although not the tallest physically, has been absolutely immense in steadying the Southampton defence tonight, particularly when you take into account what happened in the first leg.
Yeah, very much so. Kelly did a good job for him. just screening Howard. But you've got to be there for the second ball, and he's done that.
Scatchel. Leacock. Helped on by Oakley. This is Idiakev. Southampton looking composed in possession.
They certainly look better when they pass it around. Needed must at the end of the game when they launched it a couple of times. Now they can start to play their football again.
Just caught that, David Jones, by Idiakev, and he does so, deems that deserves a yellow card.
Well, he's taken a yellow for the team, Idiakev. No way can he let Jones through.
I mentioned already what he does bring to the midfield in terms of the quality of his play, but David Jones at the other end of his career can produce just as much and also has goals in him. Schooled in the ways of football at the Manchester United Academy. Up towards Howard, of course. Oh, might come for Fagan. Still alive, and it's put behind, off the line by Baird.
Well, if the delivery's good, he'll beat Pele in the air every time, Stephen Howard, and this time it is good. And he gets it across the goal. You think he's just got to try and keep it down, Fagan, but he has to pop it in the air, which makes it easier for Kelvin Davis, and then great defending by Baird on the line.
Jones with the corner. Everyone caught underneath it, and it'll go away harmlessly. But a slight concern is Kelvin Davis. As I said a few moments ago, they've used all their substitutions, Southampton.
There it's Dean Leacock who catches him. He's all right though, he's up.
And Kelvin Davis, who's experienced semi-final pain in the playoffs, consecutive seasons at Ipswich, won't mind a little blow to the head. Leon Best is hauled down from behind by Leacock. Idiakev to deliver. Moore took responsibility, and the free kick's gone again. Rashak anyway.
Pleading innocence, says he didn't do a lot wrong. Always give the goalkeeper the benefit of the doubt on those.
Now Pearson. He's beyond Biafara. Jones and Howard trying to take up a position in the middle, just too far for Stephen Howard.
He's just a little bit short there in terms of pace and getting in between those two centre-backs. Pearson's got the right idea, play it for the big man's head. It's just in front of him. Oh no, they're saying.
Jones, oh, so close from David Jones.
Well, he's got two terrific feet. He strikes a ball from distance and hits the outside of the netting. Lovely strike, wonderful turn. Kelvin Davis probably had it covered if it was on target. Billy thought it was in.
First half of extra time is almost done and dusted. Still no change to the scoreline after 90 minutes, which incidentally, over 90 minutes, was Southampton's first ever win on this ground, but the full story is yet to unfold. It will count for nothing. In fact, they don't triumph in the next quarter of an hour or indeed over penalties. Into that 1 minute. Perhaps one more chance for Derby here. Well, that came off Pele. Set pieces are Derby's strength. The usual suspects take up the usual positions. Moore, who's already scored in this evening's extraordinary affair. Tipped over by Kelvin Davis.
But Stephen Howard once again.
Oakley, the former Southampton man, to deliver. Glanced on by Giles Barnes, but glanced wide by Giles Barnes.
Well, they go a different route this time. Try and get it to that near post, and Barnes does really well. Just gets away from Idiaketh. Just can't get it on target.
The first half of extra time is up. Still no change in the scoreline. Still nothing between them. It still remains 4-4 on aggregate.
Well, I said at the start, this is hard to take if you're a neutral. Goodness me, what are they feeling out there? And the supporters all round this place. They've all been magnificent tonight on the field and off it. Ian Taylor's been watching it with me. Ian, can you catch your breath?
No, not at all. What a game, what a game. And the crowd have played the part as well. They've been absolutely fantastic. But now you can just see it going to penalties. People won't, they'll be scared to give the game away now. And
but you say that, and there's still been chances in that first half.
There's still been chances. Both teams going forward, but you know, when Southampton scored that goal, you just thought there was only going to be one winner here. But Derby, they've dug in and they've kept going, and this crowd has kept them going, and it's so tight, you just can't call it.
Well, when Leon Best put one into his own net, Nottingham-born Leon Best. I thought that might be what we all thought that might be, because it went on to the 89th minute, didn't it? Before...
Get a bit of stick from his mates.
Yeah. And then Raziak, back at his old club, this unwritten law that you have to score when you go back. 89th minute.
That's a great finish for me, great finish. He's got a great left foot on him, he's scored bags of goals here, and he's come back to haunt them.
OK, second half coming up. Chris Kamara, Bill Leslie.
Well, one substitution, the final one available to either side to tell you about before we get off and underway. It's Craig Fagan who's gone off, and Darren Curry is his replacement. Some fresh legs and some experienced legs down the flank for Billy Davis' side. Another one who knows what it is to lose in the semi-final playoffs. He was part of that Ipswich side, beaten by West Ham a couple of years ago. This is Viafara, scorer of 2 of Southampton's 3 here tonight. Moore, this is Sermon. Underneath it too with Oakley, just shouldered out of the way, not unfairly though. Here's Idiaketh, this is real danger. Inigo Idiaketh in a position he loves, his shot blocked away by Leacock. Back in by Belmadi, early Southampton pressure, just about thwarted by Derby. Just what Derby don't want to see is Inigo Idiaketh starting to have a say in play.
Well, I think they knew that he was trying to wind up that right foot of his, and they had it covered. Had an opportunity when it was on his left. But they're doing the right thing again, Southampton. They're getting it down and they're playing and they're passing. That's the way through when people have got tired legs.
Viafara. This is Oakley. And McKeverley. Still going, Jay McEvely. It's terrific work from McEvely, but he couldn't pick the final pass.
Well, Baird and Craney, the two centre-backs, have been outstanding, covering for each other brilliantly. Did it once again there.
Here's Howard. Darren Curry. For the first time tonight, almost a bit of quiet descended on Pride Park. We are at that stage of the evening. Pearson, lovely give and go with Jones. Beyond the challenge of Belmadi. It's opened up here for Derby. Can they get the final touch? Barnes went for the volley and caught thin air.
Well, Pearson gave him too much to do. He made great space for himself in the box to Giles Barnes.
Tired limbs, tired minds, perhaps. Not to mention the ever-looming spectre of penalty kicks. These Derby players will know that they've already lost on penalties in one competition this season. Lost on Doncaster in the League Cup second round. They'll also have to take them in front of the Southampton supporters, 5,000 of them making this midweek journey. What a worthy journey it is. Whatever the outcome, might not feel that way if they end up on the losing side, but nonetheless, coming from South Coast to East Midlands. Here's Curry. Viafara. Jones. Pearson. Done well to find Jones, who turned into traffic in the form of Viafara. Neither side able to keep hold of it at the moment. Derby working neat patterns, but Pearson denied by Viafara.
Well, the crowd are trying to carry them through now. As you said, they had that little quiet spell and realised that wasn't doing them any good.
Curry, the freshest legs on the field. Now McEvely nearly came through to Giles Barnes. Oakley. Southampton just sitting off, but Curry not on the same wavelength as those around him. And where there was promise, there is only disappointment. McEvely, almost invited forward into the feet of Howard. Laid off here for Matt Oakley.
Well, Stephen Howard tried to set him up for the shot. He's thinking one step ahead. Hopefully somebody's with me, but Barnes caught on his heels.
Just 2.5 minutes on the clock when Derby took the lead through Darren Moore. Just 60 seconds later, Southampton were level through Viafara. Southampton then through John Viafara again in the second half before the Leon Best own goal looked to have won it for Derby. Just over 60 seconds of normal time left when Gregors Rajak, who'd come off the bench, extended it into extra time, and so we stand with 10 minutes remaining. Here is Rajak. Sermon. Viafara. The Derby defence holds firm.
Well, that young man, Martin Craney, outstanding. Still in the balance.
Jones. And Oakley. Pearson. Little touch on by Curry. Pearson now. Belmadi. waiting for the run of Rashak and picking out the Pole, who decided to go for his second, but perhaps on reflection not his best option.
No, he could have looked for best, but he knows he thundered that strike in early on, hoping that his left foot would do him justice once again.
Pearson, McEverly, Barnes, who looked to turn away from Viafara, who was tight. Up they come again. The boys from the back, Moore and Leacock. Jones will take it. What a good one to attack, and what a wonderful opportunity for Howard.
Well, is it tiredness with him? Because he doesn't really get off the ground. But it's perfect for him. When you see him looming at the far, you think, this is it. It's all over. Does he really get off the ground? I don't think he does. I think he's so tired. He can't get any real spring at all. Let's have a look how high his feet go. Well, they don't go at all.
In the first 10 minutes of the match, it's probably a Derby goal. In the last 10, it is a Southampton goal kick. Well, some say it's cruel that a 46-game season should come down to two-legged playoff semi-final. Well, it looks like it is going to come down to 10 spot kicks. Well, perhaps even more. We keep going till we have a winner. Six and a half minutes to find one from open play.
Well, they give us a real spectacle tonight, both sides. Commitment has been truly remarkable at times. Commitment of the supporters has been outstanding as well. Southampton outnumbered but singing as loud.
Rashak gets a toe in, no flag against Leon Best. Early Hadadiakev, who was screaming for it but decided to try and remedy his own goal of earlier on.
Well, that would have been controversial. Coming back from an offside position. The referee and his assistant were quite happy that that went into the hands of Stephen Bywater.
Talk about big decisions, don't they? They don't get much bigger than those being made at the moment. They are season-defining decisions, perhaps even going as far as career-defining. The difference almost between playing in one league and another, certainly keeping the chance to do that.
McEverly not happy with Leon Best. He's saying he's backing off into me.
Lidiakev, the specialist from these sort of scenarios. As his old sparring partner Rashak to try and pick out. It's a combination that served Derby so well over the years. Bywater thwarts the Southampton ideas.
And referee Andy Durso having a word with Darren Moore there. Just be careful, pulling and shoving with Rashak in the box.
It's Southampton who have it. It's Rashak looking for Idiakev. Jones. We'll leave it to Oakley. Up towards Pearson. Idiakev has space now. Looks for Rashak, who looks for the corner.
Well, he didn't want to leave it for Belmadi. He wanted to take it on himself. I think Rashak, Idiakis was looking for Belmadi, but he took it off him and is trying to spin it with the outside of that left boot, hover it into that far corner. Hovers wide instead.
Craney. Southampton continue to try and work the opening. Belmadi. They've certainly got players out there who can produce that moment of magic. McEverley. He's run out of steam, Howard, hasn't he?
Gave his all. Nothing more to give.
Oakley. Pearson. Blocked off by Biafara. Frustrations need to keep in check. And George Burley acts as the peacemaker. He might have come up and hit Biafara's hand, either that or he's given the foul against the Colombian. Little word of advice from Billy Davis to Jay McEverley as he looks for Howard and finds the far touchline.
Can't believe it, just need a decent delivery. He's thinking.
Mears. Both managers will be, if they haven't already, working out their 5 penalty takers. 90 seconds away. Bared away as the rain here at Pride Park just gets that little bit heavier. No doubt, just like all the legs on both teams. A marathon match at the end of a marathon season. And both teams fight right to the death to prolong it for one extra day out at Wembley.
One of those, how much do you commit in the last minute of extra time?
Rashak helps it on its way into the vicinity of Inigo Idiakis. Belmadi. One of the Southampton changes. Belmadi deflected wide.
Well, he thought it was on its way in. Belmadi. Darren Moore had other ideas.
Southampton with the chance to win it in front of their supporters here on Derby soil. Scheduled to deliver Bywater. Just what his supporters needed. 1 minute before penalties.
1 minute. He's holding on to the ball, Bywater, because he's hoping that Stephen Howard can actually make it up there.
Southampton had their chance from the corner. Is this to be Derby's last opportunity? In by Moore, away by Baird. It's on by Oakley. Baird again, the barrier for Derby. Here's McEverley. That's not quite where he wanted it to go. It's with Leon Best, but it is all in vain. It is penalty kicks who will decide who comes out on top in this latest instalment between the two Scottish managers, Burley and Davis. 180 minutes couldn't separate them, nor could an extra 30. 4-4, and we go to 12-yard kicks. 40 weeks of championship competition, 46 regular season games, 2 playoff games, and it has come down to this. Well, Leon Best, who scored that extraordinary own goal, which looked to have handed the place in the playoff final to Derby County, will look to strike the first blow against them. Best against Bywater. And Best has blasted it wide.
Well, he showed Stephen Bywater which way it was going to go. Wasn't going anywhere else but to the left-hand side of him. His body language tells him straight away that's where it's going. But from Leon Best's point of view, it's also going wide as well.
A painful night for Leon Best. Just gets that little bit harder to take.
Well, it's so hard for managers to plan in these situations because you don't know who's going to be on the pitch.
Well, David Jones, one of those who has come off the bench. The young man signed for £1 million from Manchester United. Scores for Derby County, and they have the advantage.
Well, as cool as you like. It's the perfect penalty. Look as if it's going to go to the right of the keeper, then switch it the other way. Buried.
Well, it's the young men who are stepping up in the pressure situation. Another 20-year-old follows on from Leon Best. Andrew Sermon, who opened the scoring way back at St Mary's, finds the back of the net with his penalty, and Southampton are up and running in the shootout.
Oh, quality finish, quality finish. Same again. Make the goalkeeper dive one way and put it the other.
Stephen Howard, whose 2 goals set Derby on the way. They hoped to victory. He's already scored 1 penalty in this tie. And he scores another, unstoppable from the big man.
You called it right, Bill. Absolutely unstoppable.
Derby have the 100% record, and after 2 penalties, they have the advantage. Rudy Scatchell, joint top scorer for Hearts in the SPL last season.
Gamesmanship from Stephen Bywater, making sure that the ball's on the spot. Adds to the pressure for Scatchell.
Couple of things being thrown from behind the goal in the Southampton supporters. That's the delay. That's why the assistant has come over.
Well, this is a long run-up.
It's a giant run-up from Rudy Scatchell, and it is a precision penalty.
Oh, watch his feet. I'm not sure which even foot he's going to kick it with, the way he's shimmying along there from that distance. Little 2-step left footer, bottom corner.
Scatchell succeeds and levels it up on penalties, although Southampton have taken 1 more. Giles Barnes, who needs to score to maintain Derby's advantage. Back from nowhere, wasn't due to play again this season, was he, Giles Barnes, and is clearly not at his full fitness.
It's a small run-up.
And it is a perfect penalty.
Well, this kid's got so much confidence in his own ability. It's a 2-step, this one, but it's only 2 steps away from the ball. And then planted beautifully into the net.
Derby's 100% record in the penalty shootout continues. They lead 3-2. It is Rashak. Early was never going to miss, was he?
Well, he was waiting for Stephen Bywater to move, and Bywater tried to psych him out as well. He stood still for as long as he possibly could. Made no difference. A wonderful strike.
Derby take their fourth penalty. It is the man wearing number 4. It is Jay McEverley. They have not got a foot wrong in this shootout, Derby County.
Well, we have seen some excellent penalties tonight, and this is another one. It is a terrific strike. Just look at this. You would be a goalkeeper in these situations because you're given no chance.
Now then, Southampton have to score this, or it is Derby County's victory. Inigo Idiake, the former Derby player, to keep Southampton's season alive. It is Idiake, and he has put it over. It is Derby County who will go to Wembley. Pride Park goes absolutely wild as one of their former heroes blasts it wide.
Well, the script was written, but not that way. It was written for Idiake to come on and score the winner for Southampton. It didn't happen that way. And just look at the delight for Derby now. They can celebrate. The game could have went either way. But when it came down to those 12-yard kicks, Derby were brilliant.
A flood from the heavens and a flood of supporters onto the field. Well, one former Derby man kept it all alive for Southampton with that late leveller on aggregate to take it into extra time, Gregor Srajak. But one former Derby County player, Inigo Idiake, could not find the back of the net from 12 yards. The miss from him and the miss from Leon Best, plus the perfect penalty record of Derby, and they did take some wonderful penalties, ensures that it will be they who go on to Wembley Stadium at the end of this month and face either West Bromwich Albion or Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Well, Billy, you're through to Wembley in the most dramatic fashion imaginable. Tell us what's going through your mind just at this moment.
Well, it's an unbelievable achievement, really, to be honest with you, and as you can imagine, we're very excited.
What tribute do you pay to these players to come through a night like that, a game like that, and through penalties as well?
Well, I thought we were very unfortunate in 80 minutes, to be honest with you, but certainly in the added time I thought we really performed very well. Never got 1 or 2 breaks. Could have had a penalty, I'd like to see it again, hit the bar. But it's a fantastic effort from these players. They've been magnificent all season. We thank them very much. Fans were magnificent again tonight. And it's an unbelievable day out to look forward to.
To what extent in this great season have you exceeded your own expectations?
Well, just from where we started with, you know, we've started right behind a lot of people. We've had to build from the very bottom. We've had to bring in new players. We've had to go and try and work with these guys when some of them haven't done a pre-season. And to be honest with you, everyone at the football club deserves great credit. It's an unbelievable achievement what's happened. We now look forward to it and we go there with great belief that we can go all the way.
At the end of the season, when you missed out on automatic promotion, many said, oh, that's Derby. Derby won't make it through the playoffs. How satisfied, how delighted have you been with the way your players have performed in the playoffs?
Well, they've performed very well. Over the 2 legs, I think we thoroughly deserved it, to be honest with you. You know, I thought, you know, it was only a matter of time before we got a goal with a couple of great chances. 1 or 2 things just didn't quite fall for us. But, you know, these players, it's them. They deserve all the credit. They deserve absolutely everything they're getting. The backroom staff, every single one of these lads, top class with the efforts that they've put in. As I said before, everyone from the very top of the club all the way down to the very bottom. Fans, everyone, well done. It's a fantastic achievement. We now look forward to Wembley.
On a personal note, Billy, you have reached a playoff final before. How does this compare?
Well, it's. I think this one's probably the best that we've had because of where we came from. What we've had to do at this football club, you know, the way that we've done it over this long, hard season. And to see that reaction from the fans at the end of the game there, it's you know, it's outstanding, absolutely outstanding.
Great night. Congratulations, Billy.
Thank you.
Yeah, well said, Billy. Pride Park has never seen a night like this. The old baseball ground, maybe. But Pride Park has been literally rocking to its foundations tonight. Derby are at Wembley. And they'll meet either West Bromwich Albion or Wolves. That will be decided tomorrow. The second leg, 7:30, Sky Sports 1 and HD1. Do not miss it.